Paying attention. I know, it's hard sometimes. We have a lot of things on our mind. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of worries. But paying attention is something that is very important. And sometimes we pay attention to the wrong things. Have you ever noticed that? Sometimes we pay more attention to the news media, our telephones, our computers, our email, our family, our friends, and the list keeps going on and on and on. Sometimes we get caught up in paying attention to every single thing that happens in this world. And then we expect that maybe for about 20 minutes, someone is going to get up and speak, like myself or someone else. Maybe they'll take a little bit longer. And somehow, they're going to grab your attention. And they're going to captivate you. And they're going to motivate you. And you're going to come out as a super Christian when you come out the doors here. That's a lot. That's a lot to ask of anybody, by the way. So I'm here because I want you to take heed, as it says in the Bible. And in Hebrews, in the 2nd chapter, in the 1st verse. And by the way, you can take some of the dust off of these Bibles. You can actually open one up and read one. Or you can look at the screen. It says, therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, lest at any time we should let them slip. That's an interesting way to look at it. In the NIV, it says, we must pay the most careful attention, therefore, to what we have heard, so that we do not drift away. I like drift away. You know why I like that? Because that's usually how things happen in our lives. We don't always just kind of slip and fall. We kind of slowly drift away. And we slowly say, tomorrow I'll read my Bible. Or tomorrow I'll do that Bible study. Or maybe tomorrow, or maybe next week I'll go to church. That's all right. It's not a big deal. And slowly, we slip away. As we start drifting away, though, we're going in a direction. Have you ever noticed that you're going in one particular direction or another? You don't just drift away and go nowhere. We're either getting closer to God in some way, or we're drifting away. I'll give you a classic example. Anybody ever try to go on a diet? You want to look great to be on the beach, or you want to, whatever. You have a special event, you want something, you want to look good somehow. You say, I'm gonna focus on this. And all of a sudden, after about a month or two, you start drifting a little bit. You get invited to a birthday party, you eat a little bit of cake, you do this, you do that, and you start drifting. And then all of a sudden you go, that big event is coming, and you go, what happened? I was doing all right. I was doing okay, wasn't I? But you didn't see the pattern of you slowly pulling away from what you said you'll go on. That's the part that is so devious about our lives. It doesn't take much for our attention to be pulled from us. If you don't believe that, I'm not going to recommend you do it right now, but after this is over, take out your phone. And you'll see whatever message you missed, whatever emails you missed, whatever TikTok video, whatever it is that you somehow missed. We have a term for it. It's called fear of missing out. Like right now, there's somebody thinking that they're missing out on something that's greater than whatever I'm talking about. And in the book of Hebrews, which was directed to, I don't know Hebrews, but it was directed to people who understood that it was easy to drift away. And the letter is telling everyone, don't do that. Pay attention to what's happening. And the reason why we have to pay attention to what's happening is because Jesus Christ is trying to tell us something. The book of Hebrews in the first chapter explains why we should listen. Some of us listen to people, and I don't know if we even realize what the qualifications of that person is. Have you ever thought about that? I saw it on the internet. That's what people say. Oh, I saw it on the internet. Well, it must be true, I guess, right? It's on the internet. But have you noticed that anybody can get on the internet? And anybody can say that they're an expert? We don't ever consider that sometimes. We don't consider who it is that's talking to us. Even when we're listening to the talking heads on the Sunday morning political programs, have you ever considered that maybe they have an agenda? That maybe they have some little bit of a bias somewhere? I know, they say it's news and it's objective. But how objective really is it? Have you ever taken a step back and kind of just watched two different kinds of news? Now the news is almost like a battle. It's almost more of a debate where you have two different sides going at it. And somewhere in the middle, there might be a kernel of truth, but you have to dig that out. You have to dig that out. You have to pay careful attention to what it is that's out there.